Hey everybody, it's Jim from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff, and today I'm doing a cigar review of the My Father Fonseca. And this is an interesting cigar, interesting story behind Fonseca. Actually, the company Fonseca has been around making cigars since 1892. They are located in Cuba, and actually there are still some Cuban Fonseca cigars. But the one we're talking about today is a My Father cigar. And my father bought the brand from Quesada, who kind of stole it from the Cuban Fonseca. But they bought the rights to the American market to make Fonseca cigars back in 2019. It kind of sat on it a while, didn't do too much with it, but lately have come out with a couple versions of Fonseca cigars, and this is the primary one that they have. Before I get this lit up, I want to take a look at it and kind of talk about a few things. This is a Corojo Rosado wrapper, and that means kind of a reddish hue to it. Nice looking wrapper. This size I'm smoking here is, I believe, called a Cedros, and it's a big cigar. It's 6.2 by about 54, so it's a pretty chunky cigar. But I really like the touches that they put on it, as you see here. The nice gold band on the foot and the cedar wrapper. Very, very classy. It's about a $10 cigar, so it's not that expensive. Okay, I'm going to get all the wrappers off this thing and get it lit up and get back in a minute. I got this thing lit up, and I got to tell you about the history I have with this cigar. As I bought a 10-pack, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, and I've kept them in storage and been picking at them one by one. I believe this is the last one of those 10, so I have a lot of experience smoking this cigar. And initial impression of it, the first couple of puffs, it's why I really like this cigar. It's very creamy. Fonseca is supposedly, their history of their Cuban cigars and whatnot, is supposed to be a very creamy type taste. And this certainly does that in the early going. But I'm going to give you a little preview of the end result here and say, I usually don't review cigars in thirds, but I'm going to do it with this one because this is really the tale of 3 different cigars. So I will see you in a minute and we'll talk about that. I'm far enough along in this My Father Fonseca cigar, I think, to give you a final review. And as I mentioned, this is my 10th one, so I've had some experience with this cigar. And I gotta say, they have all been consistent. They've all followed pretty much the same pattern and all been equal in terms of construction and so forth. Let's talk construction first. Man, this is a well-constructed cigar. As I mentioned, this is a big cigar, the Cedros. Very good construction, draw excellent, burn excellent on all of them that I've smoked. I mentioned before, this is a tale of 3 cigars. And this one is not even in thirds, but different segments of it. The first couple inches of this cigar are really creamy, a very medium, right down the middle cigar. Very pleasant taste. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of cinnamon or vanilla, whatever you want to call it. And nice medium taste. As you know, my father is well known for having pretty full-bodied cigars. And the My Father influence really kicks in after 2 inches and starts to give it a little bit of medium full body. But still with that creaminess and cedar and nutty type taste. But then you start to get down toward the last third of it. And then the My Father influence really kicks in. It becomes almost a full-bodied cigar. Very spicy, red pepper, I guess I would call it. But a pretty spicy, full-bodied cigar. So, very interesting cigar, I think, from that standpoint. Let me give it a rating. Body-wise, I'm not quite sure where to put it because it's all over the map. Medium at first and then full-bodied later on. Overall smoking experience, so with the good construction and the taste, I'm going to give this an 8.5. It's not a spectacular cigar, but it certainly is a good cigar that lives up to the My Father reputation. Pretty good cigar. I will see you next time from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff.